if it's going to be a fair game with high stages or if one's team's just going to get stomped by a good Billy player.
I'm pretty confident in Ancestor. I don't think that it's going to be super duper one-sided. As you know, sometimes with Div 1, given how big Division 1 is with the amount of teams, 20 teams, there can be some discrepancies in terms of, or discrepancies, big gaps between team strengths, right? You have super, super strong teams like 2 Savage, Source, may they rest in peace. They didn't die, they just dropped out of the tournament. And then you have like the newer teams, especially the ones that come from Div 2, Ancestor being one of them. So we have a team like Adolescents, which is technically a new team, but they also have a lot of old school players on them versus a team that came out of Div 2. But loading in here, we do see no Mither on one of our survivors, which is a peculiar choice. But it kind of makes sense, just means he can't slug him essentially. And slugging is the one thing you really do want to avoid on Billy. He can be very snowbally given his high mobility. But looking at the build, and surprising absolutely no one, we have Spiked Boots and Iridescent Engravings there with Ruin, Eruption, Corrupt, and Bamboozle. This is a pretty bread and butter hillbilly build. You always want to be running the Ruin. Even if the totem does go, you have Eruption there as a backup. But we have found someone at this rock. I didn't realize it immediately, but we have found Zalisha on the Ace Visconti here, trying to play around this further for the best of his ability. We don't quite have blue, so we've missed our curve, unfortunately, bumped into a tree. This is going to buy Ace a good bit of distance if he's chosen to rotate away from that loop, and he has. But our Billy's also decided he's going to make good use of that early game Ruin and go interrupt another gem. We've immediately found a Mither player here who is also our Delhi DS Dead Hard player. That's interesting. But thankfully we don't get caught immediately, but we get popped in the corner with an easy M1. That Delhi's getting no use, Tree.
Yeah, getting found first there. Well, not first, but getting down first after the Billy decided to abandon chase on Zilicha is very unfortunate, especially since they are also the No Mither player. They just, I mean, No Mither on Delhi is a bit of a choice, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't often see Delhi on the No Mither player, let alone Delhi on the DS Dead Hard player. Usually you have, you know, your Delhi player running the medkit with the Sprint Burst build. But we've decided to just really stack our No Mither player with some really good perks, and I think that's a bit of a macro mistake, but I don't know, maybe they're just trying something different. Maybe A71 here won't be expecting the build on our Nancy here, but we do see a very early pull coming in. That won't be deliverance, of course, because it's on our tunnel net, but rotating back down to Nancy, we might be able to secure a quick tunnel net if they are in No Mither, so we don't really have to soar, but we are also using Dead Hard and DS, so ideally we do burn out. That was a really good curve by A71. Might have been a bit of, I don't know if these teams are on ping or not, but we are going to be hitting our DS. I thought he missed it for a second, but thankfully, with a pre-throw of the crane pallet, we're going to be buying a good bit of time here, and also with Dead Hard in our back pocket, we'll be able to burn that nice quick, but we'll get rid of the pallet super duper quick as we rotate away, but we're sort of caught in the open. We need to catch this sword with a well-timed Dead Hard, and A71 intentionally missing. I'm not too sure if he burnt the Dead Hard or if we were super patient and expected him to force the miss. We are exhausted, which means we've burnt our Dead Hard. A bit of hesitation is going to find a gun stock, I think that is, in the back of our skull there as the first generator of the game pops, but unfortunately our friend Nancy is going to be on the hook. Death Hook, Ruin gets popped in the background. We've got another gen pretty close, about 75% of the way through, but having one of our survivors on Death Hook already at 4 gens against Billy is grim tidings indeed, especially because now A71 is super aware of the build that they were running. You got 2 dead perks with Deliverance and Delhi. Delhi getting no value this game, which is huge for our Billy player here, A71, and then of course I forget it's No Mither dickhead. So we're just Dead Hard Andy here, our Nancy, and we have Aether lurking nearby for the save. We do have our Sprint Burst build there. That's not Delhi, that's Felix perk. Desperate Measures there. Another second gen popping in the background. Aether just lurking nearby. Ace working on a gen nearby. I don't know if we're trying to bait chase away, but we do rotate away from the hook, which probably means we're going in for the save tree, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't even know if they can get it. Billy's been hovering around this area for a bit. They kind of missed their window when he was kicking in Shack, I feel, especially since Claudette was nearby. Oh, they get it, actually. But I think Billy's just gonna be able to really quickly get this down.
Oh, no.
Oh, that didn't break. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
We don't get the break on the pallet, unfortunately. Getting scammed just a little bit there, our Hillbilly player, but we do get it that time. Immediately hitting Anna off hook as well, so we're burning the BP straight away. No chance of a Dead Hard here. We're just going to welcome to pre-throw city, babe. We're just going to go from pallet to pallet to pallet to pallet to the best of our ability and just throw as much as we can and not really... Oh, we're going for a green, though. Very brave. I would have just thrown that. But we hesitate. We're not paying attention to the checkies.
Oh.
And that's going to result in a down eruption going through everywhere. I don't know if we're in position for a pallet save or not. We do know Aether is our Sprint Burst player, but no, doesn't look like like it, we're just going to be rotating over to doubling a gen with our near player here. We also know Ace is nearby, a decently active gen, but we're pre-leaving, as I'm pretty sure we're confident that Ace and 1 here is going to rotate down to the generator, but instead, no, we're on the Nears gen. We nearly get clipped by the sword there, but we don't have any resources available to us, as we're just going for a fantastic body block from A7-1. Not able to make the power. We go for a bit of a crouch, but we're super patient with the saw. We get a nice little down there, and it's not looking good for Ancestor here, Tree. Not at all.
It is not. Even though they do have good progress on 2 generators, I believe, they have a death at 3 and someone on the hook, so they're not going to have a lot of opportunity to get any more gens cranked. One of them has to set up for the save, one of them has to try and finish their generator. It's not looking very good for this team.
Not at all, and it's a super hard thing to come back from, because you are, of course, we have the pressure as the survivors of setting the win con for your killer player, whoever that may be. We're just barely dodging a sword there on 8th, but I don't think we have any resources available to us. We just have some rocks and trees, and some hopes and dreams, and it's not enough, unfortunately. We just go down immediately there. But thankfully, Ace does pop the gen. No 4K3s in this book. We should be able to maybe secure just one more gen pop with this 3v1 here. We have our medkit resetting at the corner somewhere, but I'm hoping that it's looking 4K, obviously, probably a 4K1 if A7-1 keeps up this kind of pace and finds our Ace super quick. But by looks of things, our Ace here, he's been super patient, he's being super safe, pre-leaving generators, walking around everywhere, just staying hidden when he needs to. And yeah, he made a good call there, pre-stealthing away from Shaq. Billy checked it, he's going right back to Shaq Jam to start working it, but he's pretty confident that there's no one on it. Our near players reset in the background, positioning themselves for a potential unhook. Ideally, they don't get caught out here, but they were running around a little bit, but no scratch marks detected from A7-1, so Neil's going to be able to get into position here for a save, which is fantastic. But our Claudette player can't be looping around here because they've got literally nothing. This map is bald now, but we do have sprint burst on our Claudette, my apologies, is going to be able to find somewhere useful to stay. But Nia here tried to take chase. We get the stun, thankfully no source through the pallet. If that was me, that would have downed me, but we're rotating away now. We don't really have any pallets here, and we're hitting a very nice curve from A7-1, finding Nia on the dirt wall. Ace once again, champion generator worker over here. I think he's probably going to have done like 3 generators by himself this game by the end of it. What's that your gen perk, bro? Oh my god.
Fast track?
Yeah, fast track, thank you, Tree. That fast track getting crazy value. Once again, fantastic pre-lead from Ace, just stealthing immediately, doesn't want to get found. He's got his macro on ball, and unfortunately, our Nia and Claudette here seem to be trading hook stages for free, which is a shame. And also, the rest of our generators are in a pretty bold part of the map, so I don't see them getting any more than one more generator done here, Tree.
Yeah, especially with all the hook trades that are happening. The downs are just eating away at that erupted generator at Shack. Billy just keeps going back to it, and I don't think any other generator is actually being worked. I know the crane one was, but I believe it was relatively low. Oh, and now with Claudette down, that gen again has been erupted. I don't think that they can get another gen in this position, if I'm being honest. Still out of your mind, Ace, please. And no. He's been found. This is so unfortunate.
Yeah, Ace Play got found. There's some lingering scratch marks on the floor from when he sprinted it out. Shaq and Borsha giving him away. Claudette getting caught there for the crossover. The save was really unfortunate. Ace7-1 with a bit of an exotic sword there. I don't know where he was planning to go with that. Wasting our life a little bit here at the Shack, which truly is a shame. But I forgot. This is a tier 1 set. Unbreakable in the background on Aether is being popped. So we got a man in the game and probably on a generator now. So it's all up to Ace to try and loop for Hillbilly for the longest as he humanly can. But Blue Sword coming in, a bit of a crouch there, not quite being needed. And we have a car pallet, but he's just going to throw it, playing it super safe, buying as much time as humanly possible. A really good edited curve there from A7-1, but he's just going to be dropping the chaser to Ace and rotating back to the crane gen. He wants to secure this 4K too. He doesn't want to take any chances he doesn't need to, and he knows it. He sees the blood there on the floor from Claudette. He's just waiting for the sword to go away so he can apply an eruption there. Ace is immediately back on the generator at the Shack, but we know Claude's nearby, and we basically run directly into it. This should be a very quick down onto our Claudette player here, and all we need to do is slug her out. We've burnt our Unbreakable, so we don't need to worry about that. We definitely do not make that pallet. Unfortunately from our Claudette player. No eruption at Shack, so no auras onto Mr. Visconti, but A7-1 absolutely knows exactly where he will be and around about there, and knowing that our Ace player is going to be walking around, he knows that he can't go very far, and he's just locked eyes with them there, right at the hill. He got to hit this, so got to dodge the sword, but unfortunately, A7-1 with a fantastic play there. That will be a 4K2 for Adolescents here. Fantastic performance from A7-1. Give me your thoughts, Tree.
Yeah, an amazing performance. I really thought they were going to be able to get that 4K one at the very least, close to the end there, but everything just fell apart. He was getting down so quickly that they just could not physically recover from it and get enough gen pressure to get out that last gen and make it a 4K one. And 4K two is probably going to be a bit difficult to tie or beat.
It's definitely a tall order for a win con now. Never say never. We've seen these super difficult win cons either met or even beaten in the past by multiple people. But with the Saw coming in here onto Aether, that will be closing out this game. But very well played from both teams here. I think some critical mistakes, especially maybe some Anna on the hill, I believe, from Team Ancestor playing against Adolescents. Survivor lineup. So I'm curious to see how this is, given what we just saw from A71. He seems pretty good at Hillbilly, and if they've been practicing against that internally for the past week, I would be a little bit concerned if I was Anna. Our poor tunnel out from last game, but I'm confident in them. I think in a situation like this, the best you can do is just send it, try hard, try and meet the win. If you can't get it, play for best result. But loading in here, we don't have Ruin on our belly here. Instead, we're opting with Pop Eruption instead of Eruption Ruin. So we're just going all in on the Gen Kick, which is definitely an interesting choice. But our Survivors here doing a pretty good job so far of stealthing. We see Thomas already on a generator there on the HUD. I know the HUD's a little bit broken, so I don't know if anyone else is doing it. But what do you think of Ancestor's odds here, Tree?
A bit nervous to see if they can meet or beat the win condition. Oh, once again, no Mither on the Deliverance. Is this like meta or something? And I'm just not. I feel like that feels so wrong to me for some reason. And once again, being first chase. Hopefully they don't go down because that's Deli out the window. But this palette is not. Oh, and there it is. No Deli value from the ace, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely super interesting. That both teams sort of started in the same way, because same thing happened. We saw Anna get caught at the start with the interesting build there. I don't know if this is something that I'm just not aware of with the Delhi DS Dead Hard No Mither. It seems very strange. We see again a super quick pull there onto Thomas, just trying to force that DS. Maybe we just notice that we have a central hook here on our tunnel, and we don't really want that, so we're just going to be trying to use our DS Dead Hard to get as far away from the middle of the map as humanly possible. But we're choosing to stay at this car now. We do have Dead Hard as well, but unfortunately missing the curve there. We still got that 15% BT and haste as well. It should be expiring right about now, though, but I am curious to see if Anna does commit to this, or if they want to try and play for freshers, and they're going to want to try and play for freshers. They've bumped into an obstacle there, which is unfortunate. They want to try and spread their option out a little bit. I'm very interested that they just decided to drop Thomas there. I wonder why. I would have just committed to a super nice, early, comfortable tunnel out, even though they do have DS Dead Hard. I feel like regardless, you know, you can bait out the Dead Hard by faking your sword a little bit and zoning them away, or you know, you just eat the DS and then get it out the way if you get a super quick down, or slug them out for a little bit. But what do I know? I don't play any tier 1 killers, so I might just be talking it out of my ass. But Anna here trying their best to just float around, try and find someone out of position a little bit more. Putting our eruption on some high progress gens, but we can see there on the HUD that the gens are creeping ever closer, and we just dropped our chase, which is a shame, which does mean Thomas going to be able to just immediately hop on a generator and do whatever the hell he wants. Unless he wants to try and bait chase with an early DS. We see the gen popping over here. We find Thomas once more. I'm curious to see if we stick back on him here now that the DS is likely expired because he was working a generator. And that seems to be exactly what we're doing, or maybe we've just given up because we couldn't find anyone else. But no, we found A10 earlier, A1Q, I'm sorry, as another gen pops in the background. The gen efficiency here on Adolescents is completely insane. We got Anna trying the hardest to work around the car failure here, but just doesn't come to fruition as our ace player here does rotate towards the edge map, towards some tiles here, but not opting to go for the pallet, but he does. He jiggies over to the pallet, gets in position. He's got some resources here that he can play with, but trying to rev out. Oh, fantastic Dead Hard there from Thomas. That's going to buy him a ton of time and distance for his team as he rotates up to this left side of the map here, Tree.
And deciding to drop it. This is the Tycon, which, you know, makes sense that they drop it because Thomas was taking Anna for a chase. It's really unfortunate that they decided to drop the earlier chase after the unhook because they're in a bit of a difficult position. They might have been a bit scared of the gens popping because they hadn't heard from another survivor for a while other than the unhooker. But now they're in a bit of a rough area. I don't know if they can tie this personally. They have 3 people around the map pressuring the motors, and one of them is already halfway Oh, it's stopping
Yeah.
this chase. Maybe they can intercept it on time?
I don't think they're going to be able to do it. We've kind of just let the early game pressure slip between our fingers. Not coming to the early chase onto Thomas has resulted in not quite able to just get someone out of the game early enough. We have too many bodies on the board here to get our preferred result of a 4K2 Tycon. The best thing we can do now is just try and do our best and work with what we got. Thomas hitting that dead hard and generally playing very well around the tiles, not quite getting caught out. He had a very poor first chase but made up for it with a fantastic second chase there. I still don't think dropping Thomas that early on was the correct play, but Pop Eruption coming down, getting a lot of value here in the late game as we start kicking these high progress chances. That's when Pop is most effective. We're deciding not to time out there. I think we're just going to be playing for freshness maybe here, just trying to secure as many points as possible, make the scoreboard look nice and good. We found someone at this tile here. I think this is Thomas, actually. And we get a very comfortable curve onto Thomas. Fantastic curve there from Anna. And that will be Thomas on Deathhook. Now, we haven't used our DS, which is a shame. We didn't commit to Thomas super early on, which means we still have our DS in the back pocket. And it's going to come bite us in the arse. And we're actually about to pop the last gen. Never mind. So there won't be any DS. All gens are popped. We got 4, I can't count, 3 stages on the board, 2 fresh. It's looking real grim for our Billy player here, Tree.
Yeah, the Billy player was just a bit more focused on that corner gen that they had popped. And there were just 2 other gens that were really high progress pumping in the background that they didn't really get to interrupt or anything like that. And oh, they went so quick. But what can you do, really? And they're just gonna count this out, get their 4th stage, their 1 kill, I assume, and maybe they go for the pool. Maybe if they're feeling a bit silly, they decide we can get out, we can get them out, right? No one left behind.
No man left behind.
But I don't know if they're actually gonna do that. I think Ace is here. Wait, no, that's not Ace. Jake? Yeah, that's Jake. Jake is here. Oh, and Steve. So they might actually be doing it, but Steve just goes down. Oh, the FTP on! Get the fresh out!
Get the fresh out, he's waiting.
Oh no.
Is this... Oh, this is the base kit BT. It only lasts 10 seconds in the end game. So you always... Oh, wait, no, he's got dead hard.
Oh, the dead hard!
Dead hard, the patient monk dead hard. My goodness, he studied that dead hard in the Tibetan mountains. But we're going for the pick on Jake. We did not...
Oh, beam save! Oh.
I was going to say he's got to look out for the beamer, but doesn't get it. We got a 4-man out the door. Ideally, anyway, we could commit to near here, maybe get a fresh on the hook, but no. Door's open. We're working around main, but we only see some lingering scratch marks. We're rotating over to Shack, trying to get out the Shack pallet. The Shack door was screaming at our team. Ooh. Get the fuck out the gate, please, for the love of God, get out the gate. But no, we're just standing exactly where the gate needs to be. We need to hit the saw. If we bugger it up, it's all ogre now. But no, we missed the saw at Shack Pallet. Thomas is here for some godforsaken reason. He has some unfinished business to talk to here. We might have head on or something. I don't know, but Dead Hard's been used. A slow out the locker. We're going for something with the beamer here, I think. But with a bit of a mind gun, we might be able to get it through the window. But no dice out. We didn't medium vault into it at all. But we're just lurking around trying to get this over to Thomas. We don't want any man left behind. But with just a cheeky saw here, we might be able to do it. But the extra charge trying from Eerie Saw is going to result in a down onto A1Q now. And we got an extra body in the basement. But I think Anna has a bit of a grudge against this AC and is just going to put him on a hook, get him out the game. He's sick of him. But it looks like we're healing nearby too. We have Steve. They really want to get as many people out as possible. This has devolved into a pub game, I think.
Yeah. There's really no point for this. They all could have just left, but they're all wanting to get out the gate if they can. Maybe they'll just accept that they'll get their kill on Thomas and everyone. Oh, but they've cut off the gate. I don't know if the other one is open. Oh, 2 injured here. I don't know how the pallets are looking in this area either.
It's looking a bit risky, but we don't quite make it. We get that throw there. We got to rotate over to the Shack, though. We're zoned at the pallet here, but we're just gunning it. We're holding W. We still have a Shack pallet and some other filler pallets available to us here, but we've rotated away. We're going to the gate! Run, Nia! Run! But no, with a bit of blue, we're able to catch up, but a bit of a sidestep. We get the M1. It's not quite enough. He's out the gate. That's going to collapse. Dracula, my goodness. Dracula on Wretched Shop. I'm not a killer. I'm a super duper expert in This is not Retro
Oh.
Shop, I'll tell you that much. Unfortunately, it does look like Ancestor have not set the map. We haven't checked the load-in screen. Unfortunately, there we haven't double checked with our build checker and sent in a picture of the map selection. So that's a shame. So that's going to be a minor penalty there on Ancestor. So already not looking good for them. Minus 0.5 to Ancestor there. Unfortunately, all that really does is it removes any chance of a tie. So, say for example, our Dracula play here on Ancestor gets a 4K 0, and then Adolescents get a 4K 0. The win goes to Adolescents because due to the penalty. There's no chance of a tie here. So, we aren't seeing the tiebreaker, I'll tell you that much. Actually, no, we will be seeing the tiebreaker if Ancestor win. What am I talking about? But regardless, as I was saying, which I don't remember what I was saying, this is the Dracula set. Again, a killer that I'm not really too versed in, but it's kind of complicated, kind of simple. I don't know how to explain it other than he has the breadth of an ocean and the depth of a puddle. Depth of a puddle is a bit harsh. He does have a lot of tech and things you can do with him, but he's a pretty simple killer to pick up and play, I think, but also very strong and capable in the right hands. And the difference between a good Dracula and a bad Dracula is night and day. But Dracula, any thoughts there, Tree, of this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, we've done a Dracula set as Cat Jam, and that was terrifying. He is hard, but if you get a good grasp of Dracula, you are a menace. Being able to balance your powers and get between everything, like your wolf form and your bat efficiently, it makes you very, very terrifying. And this is a very early find onto the Kate, I believe. But they're at Shack, so they may be able to waste a bit of time unless missing the Hellfire.
You're not quite able to get the Hellfire there, and this is our Dance With Me player. I think it's a window scratches, but unfortunately not making very good use of it here as we do rotate over to a pretty strong loot. Retro Chop does have quite a few very strong tiles on it, but we have our Dog Dash back. Do we fake it? We hold it, but unfortunately there we're just going to be eating some concrete for a little bit and wasting our Dog Dash. We go back to Vampire, Form Pipe, our Hellfire here, zone them away from the pallet. Try to run into him to dodge and maybe get a stun, but no, we're just going to be dying in pallet here. We are next to the basement. I'm curious to see if we take a Pain Res. Dracula is tier 2, by the way, so we have some access to some pretty strong perks like Pain Res, Eruption, Caller, Blind, Corrupt. On the Survivor side, though, we have some access to some stronger perks that you otherwise wouldn't see. We have our Dead Hard here available to us on one of our Survivors, which is one of the more defining perks on a tier 2 set. Talking add-ons, we have Lapis Lazuli. This is the bat form one where you teleport to a window, it blocks it. It's a pretty core part of Dracula in comp. Usually you do often see Lapis, but we do see an early FTP from Thomas onto Too Slow here, trying to keep them alive for as long as humanly possible. We find Thomas caught off guard at a pallet. A cheeky little M1's going to net us another fresh rock on the board as well as a Pain Res, which is fantastic for our killer player here. And I'll be honest, I don't remember what the Boots of Speed does. I don't think, actually. I don't do much of that anymore. If someone in the casters chat could let me know what the damn boots do, I will tell the people. Tree, pretty good start so far.
What do the Jays do?
The Jays. What the boots do. The boots give 30% teleport distance on bat form. So we got 2 add-ons for our bat.
Okay. That is important.
My bad.
I'm so sorry. That was horrible. We found A1Q at this 9, I believe it's 9 or 8, going up 9 now, area. I'm surprised he didn't stay there. Ooh, this might be a quick... Oh, plus 10 wood. That's unfortunate as we wrap back down here. Though we do have a lot of great gen progress in the background. Oh, actually, we have 1 gen with great progress. And this fast down hopefully is not near Pain Res because that would hurt. Oh, I'm not seeing one.
No Pain Res on the board.
So they might be able to pop one.
Yeah, we're going to be able to pop a gen here. We see our Steve working one in front of main, which is good. We're playing a bit pubby here, going for our fresh hooks. Not really committing to a tunnel out, as we did lose our tunnel out fairly early on. We saw the FTP come through on TK, and then we just down Thomas, and I think from there we've just gone, fuck it, let's just get our Pain Reses. The good thing about not burning a Pain Res on Jake Park there is that if we do want to start tunneling someone out, it can be Jake Park, because now when we're rewarded halfway through our tunnel with a Pain Res, if he dies in your Pain Res, of course. First gen getting done in the background there, of course, as well. We're floating back to this generator here to pop a bit of eruption cob on it. Good part about cob is not just the gen regression, it's also the info. So if we're hitting good skill checks, we get some notifications. And we've got a pretty strong hook here in the middle of somewhat of a 3-gen, which is great for our killer player. He's not really incentivized to leave, and if the Jake does get pulled and he rotates away, he's going to have to run towards where the pain resistance is. So we can afford to commit for a little bit longer if we need to, because we get rewarded with that pain res token. Pulling out our Hellfire here as we creep about 20 seconds-ish until he goes second stage. Just going to be floating around doing a bit of a, I was going to say proxy, but this is just hard camping. What am I talking about? While we see some gens getting done in the background. Now, Thomas and Too Slow on the HUD aren't doing anything, but I think this is just a bug. I'm pretty sure they're just going to be letting old mate here go second stage, and that's exactly what's going to be happening. And then once he does go second, we're going to be floating away, going towards one of those generators there. We saw Colorblind proc in the background on the gen that was getting worked. Unfortunately, it does get done there shortly after the skill check is hit, so we've lost that generator there. But plenty of gens on the board still. Steve's gen's creeping ever closer. We know someone might be rotating from Shaq, and we do catch out Mr. Thomas here, the MVP of last match against Anna's Hillbilly, but Andy is going to be rotating away, not taking that chase, just eating a Shaq pallet and going about his day. Shaq pallet is full of vitamins and nutrients that can keep Dracula nice and healthy, and he's got a perfect tunnel out here onto Jake. He's going to have to rotate towards his pain reses, so we're going to be able to get that last token there, as well as a death hook, which is not just a death hook, a death, which is fantastic. We are going for the throw there, I think. I'm not too sure if this is our dead hard player or not. We go wide, we go back in. This is not our dead hard player, at least I hope it's not. As we get the eruption there on the generators and crack a save! Not quite.
Almost.
I nearly shit myself. Unfortunately, he's died in the same spot, so no pain res tokens, even though I spent so long waffling on about it. And pretty good motion so far here, Tree.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, he got that eruption on that gen around 7, and he was holding this area of 3 gens for a good while with that last hook. So I can't imagine there's a lot of gen pressure currently, unless there's one at that 3 gen. But you can't really see. Oh, the HUD has, yeah, there's a low generator somewhere that the Steve is on. But yeah, finding this Kate now, especially in this sort of 3 gen, is not very ideal. Oh yeah, it's still a 3 gen. It's like 7, 6, and like Shaq. Oh.
We've dropped Chase.
We dropped Chase.
We dropped Chase, and we're chasing Thomas at edge map here. This is one of our another survivor that we can try to put to death hook. We're going. I don't know if we're going to be committing to this. I'm pretty sure Andy here wants to try and keep pressure on his gens. There's only 2 left, and both of them are pretty high prog. I say hybrid, like halfway. But we are in a 3v1, so we can buy a ton of time. We've just tagged Thomas, and we're going to be rotating away over to this generator that has a good bit of progress here. I'm not too sure if this is being done by Kate somewhere here, maybe, and we're 3-splitting these gens, but we're super concerned about this generator here. It's got some decent progress here. There's so many dropped powers in this area, and it's kind of bugging me that he's not kicking them because they're very strong, but he's also Dracula, so he doesn't really need to worry about it. This shit ain't nothing to him. Man, he's smoking hots. But we're going to be rotating away, trying to find Ace, who has gone to the back of main here. Just towards some more resources away from the 3-gen. Super smart place to take this chase, but he's also injured. I don't know. I'm assuming Thomas is probably a dead hard player here, so if he hits the dead hard, it's going to be super soul crushing for our Dracula player here, but we're playing the infinite Z-wall here as we go into war form to try and make ourselves a bit hard to find. This is our dead hard. We're going to be hitting in the corner dead hard. That's mad disrespectful, bro. Why are you trying not to laugh as he tries to commit further into the map and buy some more time? But back form, we're going to be able to catch up here. Unfortunately, I think that dead hard's going to sting. I'm pretty sure they might be able to get a jun done for it, but we've been forced away from the pad here. Just going to be dying edge map. Look at that beautiful eruption all the way across the top there, and that is going to be Steve's gen. I'm not too sure if Kate is also doing a high prog gen. It's not quite high prog, but it is halfway through. We do successfully break this 3 gen here, and we're not going to be able to get a painters because one of these ones is just going to be permanently on our screen taunting us, as it was our Jake who got tunneled out without any painters used. So
Steve was doing that 3, the gen at 3, so now they have to try their hardest to break this 3 gen, which is pretty tight. Though they do have some good progress on them. It was just hit with eruption, I believe, Kate's gen. So it's not popping anytime soon, especially since Steve has wrapped for that pull on Thomas. Kate has to try her best to take this chase up the map as far away from this 3 gen as possible, and maybe they can pop the last gen if she lasts long enough, but it seems like she's going down any second now, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does look like we've used this opportunity to get a cheeky reset. I don't know if that was a reset or second win, but regardless, no progress within this 3 gen. Steve's working another gen that's got no progress, which is very curious. That generator that Kate was working that was decently progressed also would have been hit by eruption. So, bit of an unfortunate result there. We do get the hook as well. That wasn't a pain as there because it's already been burnt. We'll just be floating around our generators now, getting a nice cheeky little kick on this once again. High progress gen, but we have a gen kicks maximum, so they're not going to be kickable forever. We only have so many times we can kick this gen before we run out, and we just got to accept the fact that they're going to go. Ideally, if we're looking at these gens, I don't know if we can chase someone. I think we have to go for 2 slow here. We need to get the tunnel down to 2 slow. We can't afford to not kill 2 slow here really quickly and then just go for a slug game for endgame to try and secure 4k 1/4k 0. Unfortunately, we've just made it back to the hook way too late, allowing 2 slow to rotate all the way bottom. So now we just kind of got to wander around a 3 but we do find Thomas here, who is also Death Hook. Their downside is that he's healthy and has dead hard. But now we know he has dead hard, so ideally we're able to bait it out. We also have so many good resources and parts available to us. Super nice play there from Thomas, just waiting at the power, not quite committing to anything super egregious. We're going for a dog dash. Unfortunately, that medium bolt's going to bite us on the ass, or rather, he's going to bite him in the ass. But we see a call of Brian Proc in the background there on Steve's generator, who is the only fresh hook survivor left in the trial. So we're going to go back here, maybe kick the gen and try and sniff out Steve. We do find the orbs as well nearby, leading over this way, but it's a bit misleading. I think this is someone else. He's just lurking and stalking by a car where you least expect them. We also see 2 slow rotating potential to try and help Steve double this generator. I don't know if Thomas is probably pre-left. He likely has. I wouldn't be surprised. We see him off in the distance there, running towards Crane very far away from these active Jennies. And this is looking like high stages to me. I'm pretty confident here that they're going to get that gen done before we get the down onto Thomas. And then afterwards, we're probably going to see 2 slow try and bait a chase onto him and just buy enough time for FZ here as Steve played to get out the door with a fresh. So looking like to me the most likely result here is going to be 3 fresh 9. But I'd like to see more tree.
I mean, that gen is close, but I don't know if Steve is on it anymore. Yeah, he got off for a bit, and Eruption is on the gen that Steve is working at. With 2 people injured, he could get Eruption and prevent this gen from popping. He's just gone to it as well. But ideally, you get one of these injured people down as soon as possible and force it into a 2v1. Oh, and the Kate is down. Unfortunately, I believe Kate and Thomas have both been pain rest, right?
Yeah, Kate and Thomas both used pain res. The one pain res that we can use in this trial is on Steve. Didn't get to use the one on Jake because he just died on non-pain res hooks and died in good spots. We find Steve here, which is exactly who we want, because we kind of just need to accept the fact that that other gen there that Ace is working on, probably getting done, right? It's probably getting done. Let's just get a 4k 0, or we're super greedy. Your greed sickens me, young man. Because that other gen's going to get done, and we're going to lose our Steve, and he's worth the most, and we just got to get him on a hook and kill him. Because if you get him on a hook and kill him, you might get 11 stages or 4k 0 if we're ready for this. Ace over here, we're going to be able to get that gen done on time. We're going to be looking at the 9 stages. Yep, he left the chase. I don't know why he did that. Bit greedy if you ask me, because he's going to get immediately on that gen, and it's going to be bad, unless we get a 2-tap onto Thomas. But it isn't going to happen because he has dead hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best move there was probably, well, you know, he can't know anything, but that last gen does just pop because Steve raps for it, and he is the highest stages, so, oh, and hits the dead hard. I mean, all Thomas has to do is last as long as possible. Oh, and he's leaving. Maybe you're hoping to insert Steve, hopping on that gate and getting his fresh. Does he see me here?
He sees the orbs. The good thing about Warform is that when they run, you can follow the orbs. We do find them at this part here, but I'm curious to see if we go to Hellfire form. And that we do. We're just going to be holding our Hellfire here. We're Hellfire holding Hair or Harry, but unfortunately not quite working out in our favor. Steve playing super well around this part here. Very patient. Nice work from him, but does get hit with the Hellfire here. It's looking like a 4k 0 now. Thomas hasn't mended, and if you're mending, I'm pretty sure you don't have enough time to get a door open. But Thomas's UI is broken, so I don't know if he's working a door or not. It doesn't seem like it. We can't see any lights on the door, so Thomas is off in Narnia, playing with the fairies, chilling out, having a good time. He's mending in an edge map palette. He's nearly bled to death, by the way. It's so low. He nearly died from mending. Can you imagine? Just like running around and then we die from mend in the corner of the map at this point in the time. But we get the hook there on Steve, which is great. Honestly, with Balfour mobility, we can just float around here, maybe, but I think ideally Thomas just lets Steve die and tries to get Hatch, maybe? I don't know. The doors are pretty spread, but once again, we are Bat form. We are Dracula. And we're just going to proxy around the hook here. I think this is the best play, right? You just accept the 11 stages, maybe. Um, or do you agree for the 4K? Does your greed sicken me or not? That's the
I
question.
mean, he can just hold the gates.
Did you hear
And
him?
one of the gates is near Shaq. Oh, and he's found him.
Big
Creepy
find
green
there from
man.
our Dracula. Our wolf does sniff out his prey. He is the alpha. But holding the Hellfire, he gets
Oh,
that power stun there. It is on like a 4K zero. It is a futile attempt, I dare say, unless he misses this. He is the world's most patient man, but unfortunately, patience not playing off there. Expects the double back, doesn't happen. Rotating in for the save onto our Steve here, but gets zoned away from the hook, which is fantastic. No dead hard on side, we've already burnt it, so we can't use it again. Thanks to window to his benefit. But thankfully, we are going to be surely getting this down here if we win the 50-50, and we do win the 50-50. He lives for this shit. It ain't nothing to him, man. A nice 4K zero for Andy here from Team Ancestor. I forgot the name.
yeah, I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised by this result. It was the gens were going real quick at the beginning, I believe, if I remember correctly, though I may have dementia.
We odd result and very playable around for their survivors going in here. All they need to do is get one stage out the gate. All gens pop, one stage out. That's all they need. Very doable on the Dracula if they play their cards right, and if they've been discriminate, as it is their pick, I have full confidence that we might be seeing a ghoul TB here, Tree.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta hope that this upcoming Dracula is on the shit that'll make you see Bob Marley's Naked Spectre and can absolutely roll the survivors before they get to zero generators.
Fucking ridiculous, bro. I love Dracula Flow. Oh my
It's so
god.
good. For anyone that hasn't
But
watched Dracula Flow, you should.
all four of them. I've somehow zoomed in on the Discord stream. I'm good. Loading in here, we see our Dracula player here for Adolescents. I think their name's Summon. I can't tell. It's a bit blurry at the moment. Oh, Summer Wind. My apologies. Running a different out on here. We do have the doll. Like, I think it's the clay doll is what it's called. I don't quite remember what that does off the top of my head. If someone could confirm for me, I think it has something to do with wolf form, but I could be wrong. Looking at the build here, we do have pretty much the same build we saw last time with Eruption, Call of Brine, Pain Res, and Corrupt. Just the add-on's a little bit different here for Summer Wind, but we have found someone here. It's going to be Beyond on the Rory Strode. I don't think it should be a tag. Oh, it is a tag! No power there at the rocks. Really unfortunate early tag, and I think we might suspect someone nearby lurking. Maybe a hint of an Adam, but no. We're just going to be following Laura here. She goes towards this weird hybrid 3-lane. I still don't know what to call this, but a cheeky little pre-throw there. We're going to be just barely winning that 50-50, walking around that power. We have a bit of a sticky situation here that's not looking very good for our Rory player here, but we try and fake the power, doesn't work in our favor. I don't think we're going to be able to get that vault as well, so very quick down for our Dracula, which is fantastic to see, and ideally a pain res for them as well, but looking at the gens, we have one about halfway, and we see Claudette, I think, rotating in for the save, if I did see that correctly, but it's not a very strong start for our survivors here, Tree.
Yeah, they weren't on the motors that quick. One of the motors only has very low progress, and that one had around half before it got pain rest, I believe, just then. So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of value out of that first chase, unfortunately, because it feels like they've got really nothing done unless Claudette was working on a generator at the very start and moved away from it for this save. I'm not quite sure. Oh, and the ace has been found, which is quite unfortunate, but they are just going to abandon and go back for their tunnel out, I believe.
He doesn't give a damn about that ace. He wants to try and find his tunnel out here, but he instead finds Aether at an edge map power, going for a bit of a quick bolt there. That life coming in clutch, but unfortunately, we've just put ourselves in the exact same situation we were just in with that life, so I don't know about that play, and we're just going to be dying edge map. I don't like this play, Aether. What are we doing, buddy? Maybe hopping lock, but no, we're just running around the trash tile out the edge map then. Just going down, feeding our Dracula here, another pain res, getting another fresh hook on the board. The FTP was a good play in terms of getting our potential tunnel out in the clear, but we've used our Lithe and then we've just gone nowhere with it. We just ran around a rock and died after throwing the cracker, so I don't really agree with that. Maybe a bit of panic coming in for Aether, but that's fine, as either way, no tunnel on the board. We just got a second fresh hook there. It does unfortunately kick our early game pressure more in the teeth, as it allows our Dracula to buy more time to walk around a little bit and look around. But our Ace are doing a great job stealthing with another gen about to be done by Matang. Maybe a quick kick and a pull in the background might be in the cards for our survivors here, but of regards. Summer Wind's just keeping an eye on a potential 3-gen, I think, trying to keep these gens near his hook, nice and low, away from the shack. And the survivors away from the shack. Didn't catch out Ace this time, so Adam's gen going to be popping there, which is great to see. And it looks like he might be rotating in for the save, unless our Ace player also looks like he's looking for the save. So might be needing a double here to get them off the hook, because our Dracula player is playing super duper camper here, Tree.
Yeah, I mean, for good reason. They have a few gens in this area that they do want to protect, especially the ones near Shack, but those are being worked on by the Adam in the background. And this Ace has been seen. I wonder if someone else is around or if it's just Ace. No, it seems like the other person abandoned and Ace is just going to trade for this potentially. Not even a trade. Is that a clean break? Is that what that's called?
Not clean break. It's going to be second win from Steve Harrington on our Claudette player here. That does trigger after you do a full heal, which is also triggered by FTP and off the hook. But unfortunately, a Dracula player has just hit them immediately off the hook, so we won't be seeing a heal here from Aether. Instead, it will be cleansing their deep wound, which does mean they're going to be dying there. So despite second one coming in clutch, all it did was clear his deep wounds. He goes down immediately. I think that's just got to be the play from here on out for most sets, is just people hitting the unhooked gamer immediately off hook, because 15 seconds of BT, you have things like second wind, which is super strong effects, especially on the FTP player. If you have the opportunity to hit the bloke straight off the hook, you may as well, right? Turns off so many perks. Immediately disables any protection they might have, and just overall good play. But it's looking a bit. Oh, we're getting stunned and bad from. Ain't that unfortunate? That would have scared the shit out of me.
That actually scared me. I did not expect it. Yeah, we got this. No, it wasn't the lorry. We're just still around this hook, and we pushed that lorry off the main gen, but it seems we're going back to maybe cut her off from bolting the window, seeing if we can maybe get a tag, and they're just gonna kick the gen. And they got the save off of that. Not ideal, I suppose. Though they did find them immediately after and might be able to get the quick down and tunnel out. They haven't checked on their shack gens in a bit, though.
Now, the shack gens might be cranking a little bit, but we saw a similar situation. We've lost our Aether. Aether's gone off into 90, it's fine. No resources over here. He has a bit of an edge map part. He's also our life player, so if he's able to get a vault, he could go to a much stronger spot, but we're at kind of a poo pallet, and we're just going to be vaulting into our Dracula there, losing that 50-50, which is a shame. Death at 2. I think we had a similar situation last game as well, for Ancestor's killer. So... But these gens are looking much higher than what they were looking at when Adolescent Survivor died last game. So I think Ancestor are very, very comfortable here. Looking at the gen spread, they're super spread out too. Like, we don't have any 3 gens that we can really protect. I think they've done a fantastic job with their macro game here. And even though Aether's chases weren't the best things in the world, I think he's just bought his team enough time to really work here. A very comfortable stun there from Ace, getting the stun mid dog jump. If that was me again, that would have hit the hell out of me. So well played to him. He's going to be taking the chase onto Warform as Adam and Laurie are likely to split the final 2 gens, and all they really need is just one bloke out the door, so they don't even need to try and focus too hard for getting everyone out. We just got to get the one stage. We do get a fantastic TP onto main building there, and that will probably be a tag into Laurie, but we missed the dog pounce there, allowing us to rotate over to somewhere else, and dog being a little bit slower, we should be able to make it to the power, but we fake it. No power there. It's actually spawned in this tile, but with that tag coming through, we're going to be going edge map, and we're just going to be taking that tag and rotating away. I think he's realized that we can't really be going for our Laurie player here. We need to try and find Matang or Ace to get those pain reses and keep the pressure on those gens. So we have Adam stealthing in a precarious position here. It's not the best spot, but thankfully Summer Wind doesn't look his way. Doesn't get found. Thank God for him. And he's probably going to get immediately back on that generator, and it's probably going to pop soon. So looking like we're going to be seeing Ghoul here, Tree.
Yeah, I'm excited, hopefully. if they don't clutch up immediately.
Yeah, our killer play here kind of just needs to get this down straight away. We get the tag onto Matang, which is great. That gen's super high prog. I don't know if our other survivors are working generators that are high-ish progress, or if maybe finding out this Adam with a quick double back here has paid off in dividends. And that's really unfortunate there, man, getting that down. Eruption on the high prog gen, a pain res as well on the board. It's looking a bit scary for Ancestors, you know. Just because you got 1 gen left doesn't mean you're going to get everyone out the door. This could be another 4K0 tie, and we got to, you know, look at a 1-1 if Ancestor win Ghoul. But I don't know much about Ghoul. I haven't seen much about Ghoul this season. I know that people have learned a bit of a tech where you can kind of vault back into him to go over the pallet. I don't know if they got patched out or not recently. I know that he got some changes recently to how his vault works. I don't know if that was a fix to how he damages people or if it was a fix to being able to clip into him and vault back and not getting damaged. But regardless, Ace creeping up on the hook. Beyond's trying to hide, not get found. Jen's
Not
bit
getting
loose,
done.
not getting done. It's
And you know there's
looking
only progress
slow.
on one gen really, and it's this one at the back that's been hit a ton of times
Oh
because the
my
one right
god.
next to the hook and the one at one just have not been getting touched, and they got that unhook. What do you do in this situation, you know?
You don't get 4K0 because I just got informed that Ancestor got a .5 penalty. So if they
Yeah, you forgot
4K0
about
in
that?
here, I did completely forget about it. I'm gonna be so real. Um, my memory not very good. Me no remember so good. But we do get Beyonds here, no pain res, but we do get the hook ever close to death. That generator over by Shaq has probably regressed a good bit. And honestly, the 3v1, not looking great. It is looking like a 4K at this pace. If we go for a banger chase, maybe we can recover, but look at this gen. It was nearly done, and now it's like halfway. It's just not good, is it? We might not be seeing the goal. I think they've just kind of hard fumbled the 3v1 a little bit, but that remains to be seen. I want to keep hopeful because I'd like to see a goal set from these guys because there's a bit of a break between this game and the next one. It's like an hour and a half, so I'd like to be able to keep this match going. But Summer Win looking for someone by edge map, but no dice there. We do see the reset coming through onto Matang from Ace and teleporting back in bat form to try and get an intercept on this potential hook save, but no dice here. We can't see anyone. It seems that they're just letting them cook, but for nothing, right? But we do find someone over here. I think that's our Ace player that got caught out trying to stealth in, but this might result in Beyond's dying on the hook, forcing a 2v1. We see Adam on the gen over by Shaq, but it's not really got much progress. It's got like halfway, but that means Ace, he's going to go for a banger chase. But as soon as this gamer dies, Dracula's going all the way to Shaq, interrupting that gen. That means our Ace has to rotate back up to Shaq, get on the gen again, and Matang is going to go for a bit. Oh, sorry, not Matang. Yes, Matang. Matang is going to go for a banger chase, and I just don't know if that will happen.
Yeah, I mean, Ace wasn't really pressuring
Oh.
the gen near the hook either. Oh, he's hiding in a locker. Oh my god, will he find him?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Almost sniffed out.
I would have shit my
Because that
pants.
hook was so close to those two gens, Ace should have probably just been pressuring that one closest to him, whilst the second hook was getting camped, but there just wasn't. And now he's on it, but it might be too little, too late because there was just not enough gen pressure happening during that last second hook stage. Maybe if they're patient and super stealthy, they can two split and pop one. I believe in them. I think maybe they can do it. Dracula's not seeing them.
Even then, like, you're still going to get a gamer out the door. We do have very good pre-sales coming in, good comms from the team, but you can't come if you're in the basement, I'll tell you that much. And Ace here, he's fresh, which means he goes to the hook. That's a pain res. And that's a paddle. We do have a main building to work with here. The window isn't blocked, so if we're able to get to the window, that'd be a huge boon for our Ace player here. But he pre-sows the power. We're playing super safe there, waiting for him to vault. And we do get the tag into the vault there, which is great for our Dracula player. He's pretty confident that we're not going to be able to pop this gen in time. We block the window, we go back into main building. I don't know if we're on top of Ace or not, but we look a little bit confused, but we allowed Ace to rotate out of main building after we trapped him into it over to a potential resource. We do have the pallet here. We're just going to have to immediately throw that and just play around the pallet to the best of our degree, but we're going to get hit by a dog dash, which does mean eruptions being triggered there. We did dodge it though. This could be the gen pop, but my friends, 0.5 penalty. Can't be a 4K0 gamers. You got to get someone out the goddamn door, which I don't know how they're going to accomplish. Like, this is going to come down to not setting the fucking map in the early game. Oh, this is going to suck.
And he's been found. Oh, that's so unfortunate. And the gen was so close as well. That eruption, it would have been 99 before it was erupted. Unfortunately, they were so close. But even then, it wouldn't have mattered much unless they got someone out the gates, which against Dracula with bats, you know, not the easiest feat. And Matang goes down, and that's 4K1.
Yeah, 4K1, great result for Dracula though. Good effort by Ancestor survivors here. Unfortunately, I think some key mistake, like you let Laurie die. Adam got caught out on the double back to the Shack generator there pretty early. I'm being flashbanged. Oh
my
my god, what
gosh.
the hell? It's fixed, thank god. Just spectator bug, I guess. Yeah, that's all good though. That scared the hell out of me. But 2-0 in Adolescents' favor, but Dracula much closer than I thought it would be. I think